Hello, my dear students. Welcome to today's morning session. Sai Ram to you all. Again, I am going to have the part 4 of unit number 9. My son will not a beggar be. And today I am going to highlight on the verbs. In my last class, I had told you parts of speech. The first group NG, second group VG, third group linkers, fourth group words expressing emotion. And in the first part, we had taken that adjective, and from VG we had taken adverbs, and we had a long discussion on adjective and adverbs in that class. Today my focus here of the focus is on verbs, that is verb group. And I had told you, please remember, go back to your memory, verbs are the words of power. Without verbs, there cannot be any sentence. However long list of other parts of speech are there, it cannot be called a sentence without that verb. For example, in the morning, we, in the college, with the professor, with that, but there is no verb at all. The length is not the criteria. So, verb is the pulse of the sentence. Verb is the breadth of the sentence. Please catch hold of very important verbs and practice. So, verbs are very important, and with one verb you can make it a sentence. Come here, come, go, see, drink, only one word, but it is going to be a full sentence. So, like that, today we shall have a detailed study on certain things in the verbs. Here, as you see on your screen, verbs can be broadly divided into main verbs and auxiliaries. And in auxiliaries, you have got two parts, main auxiliaries and secondary auxiliaries, or it is called modal auxiliaries, and they are also called only modals. Don't be under the impression that they are not models. So, please remember that. Let us come to this first. Main verbs, as I have told you, they are very important. If, for example, jump, talk, solve, play. Here, a large and open class of words denoting actions, states, events, etc. And these verbs alone give you the sense of tense. If there are any tense indicators, that tense can be felt only in the verbs. So, this and there are varieties of verbs, and if you are the master of good vocabulary of verbs, you can win. And in the market, there are many books called Words of Power. Those books concentrate on only main verbs, and if you have got good collection of verbs, your English can be stronger, you can strengthen your speech. And here the stress, main auxiliaries. For example, the first category, be forms. What are the be forms? Be, whether it can be used in the same form? No. The forms of to be are is, are, where. and they act as main verbs. For example, this is my classroom. You are all my students. They were my past colleagues. In this way, we are going to have these as main auxiliaries. If, for example, I am a teacher. You are my students. You were the students of that school last year. So, these are all main auxiliaries. Second is have form. Have, has, had. Have, has present tense forms, had is past tense. As you find, am, is, are present tense forms, were and was, they are past tense forms. And the third one, do. Do, what are the forms? Do, does and did. Do and does, they are present tense forms. Did is past tense form. So, here these are very important. If, for example, I am a teacher, I have qualifications, so I teach. Here you can have that. You are the students, you have notebooks and books, so you learn better. So, like that, do, does, I, do, he does, she does, it does in present tense. Only third person singular will have that DOES, and did is the past tense form in singular as well as plural in with the first person, second person, third person, the same did. And here modal auxiliaries. What is modal auxiliaries? So, these modal auxiliaries here is a list. Now, let me read them. Will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could, must, and need, ought, used are marginal auxiliaries. So, here today in today's class, let us have a discussion only on the modal auxiliaries will, shall, would, should. Okay. So, you have a broad spectrum of this idea into your mind always. So, these are the main verbs and auxiliaries, main auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Next, a note, a simple note is there. What is that? Modal auxiliaries are used with main verb to express some special meanings like possibility, intention and necessity. For example, used with the main verb, I will go, I shall meet. Like that, you have got not only if they always come with the main verbs and they are used for some possibility. It may rain today because it is sultry. You might miss the bus because you are late. Like that, here necessity and other. So, these are going to stressed by the special meanings if they are followed by modal auxiliaries. And the second thing, modal auxiliaries denote the mood of the speaker and mode of speaking. That is why they are called modals. Mood of the speaker and mode of speaking. For example, will you go and get a glass of water for me? Will you go? Can you go? May you go? and different shades of meaning that tell about what the mood of the speaker and mode of speaking. That is the second. Third characteristics of auxiliaries. Modals usually accompany the present tense form of the action. If, for example, I can do it, I could do it, I may come, I may not come. Here, whenever you have got the modals, you have to have the present tense form of the main verb. You can't say, I can went, I can eat, he may eat, he will eat. No, if you have got these auxiliaries, the main verb should be present tense. I did not go. Do becomes did, but you can't say I did not went. Always these models accompany only the present tense form of the verbs. This is very important point, and usually students commit mistakes here. I can went, I can wrote, like that such things will not happen. Number fourth feature, they are not tense indicators, they are only time indicators. Very important point you have to note here. And the fifth one, some auxiliaries occur with the main verb because negative and interrogative forms are not possible without them. And to just make it known, understandable, here is that the one, Nana Patekar acts well. This is a simple sentence. So, this is in present tense, and if you want to make it negative, you can't say Nana Patekar not act well. No, you can't. So, you have to say does. He does not act well. No S business, original verb. And in the interrogative form, does he act well? Do you go home? Does she sing? Do they take part in the dinner? Like that, here you have got the interrogative as well as exclamatory. Negative, you have to use, you see, he does not act. Then, does he act well? Act. That is one more example here. They completed the task, past tense. So, if you want to have the interrogative form, did they complete the task? Then, if you want to make it negative, they did not complete the task. If you say they did not completed, it is dead. That sentence is dead. They did not complete the task. Then, did they not complete the task? Have a quick look at all these things, you never find any change in the present tense of the main verb. Here, act. Complete. Like that, you have to remember it. For getting negative, for getting interrogative, for getting interrogative negative, for getting interrogative affirmative, you must have what? Do, does, did. Otherwise, you can't do that. If, for example, I do not go to my uncle's house. I not go to my uncle's house. Even if you are angry, you have to have that do. Otherwise, it will be a what? Dead sentence. Then, now we can the discussion of today's stress is we are going to have a special stress on will, shall, would, should. So, let us have the first one about will and shall. They are used, they means what? Will and shall are used for making requests, offers and commands. Hage, if for example I have given so many examples here. Will you go to Bangalore to get this work done? Will you go? Will you meet? Will you sign? Will you complete? All these things they just about request. So, by using that will, I will meet him. Yes, there is definiteness. So, they just tell you about the what? Mode of the speaker and mode of speaking. So, here will you go to Bangalore to get this work done? Here will. You see, watch this here. Go. Then shall. Shall I get you a cup of tea? Offer. So, this shall, you see, get. Present tense form. Shall I get you a cup of tea? Shall I get you that? Like that, it is a offer. That shall here. She will go to the meeting today. What does it mean? She will go. Yes, it was my order and it is my order. She has to go because it is my command. This is how you have to. She will go to the meeting today. She will record. He will record his class today only. Nothing doing. His order. It's a command. So, these will, shall, will, they always accompany with main verbs on different moods and different modes. So, these are all the what? Functions of will and shall. Then, second point about that. Will in the first person, what do you first person mean? I, singular, we, plural. Will in the first person used with I and we express willingness. I will go. I will accompany my sister. So, what does it show? Willingness. I will sign this paper. I will talk English. Like that, your will is going to express willingness when it is used with what? First person, I and we. And sometimes, it expresses promises also and it expresses the determination, etc., etc. Whatever the human and emotional features are there, you have to, these are going to do that. For example, I will write soon. What does it mean? Yes, it is a promise or it is in a determination. You can have the meaning according to the circumstances and also the persons they are talking. It can be used to talk of the future also. Then, for example for that, future, if at all you want to have that future, he will go away tomorrow. Tomorrow he will go. Then shall, if used with I and we, first person singular and plural, they talk about the future expressing determination. If for example, I shall visit you next week, I will visit him next week. Sada. I shall visit him. Masala. Definiteness. So, if they change the position, I and we usually follow will, and if they are followed with shall, it gives a stress, special meaning. That's all. You remember that. But nowadays, we are, when we were students, our teachers taught us. So, I will, we will, you shall, he shall. In this way we were taught. I shall, we shall, you will, he, she, it will, they will. In the original form, simple meaning. And if they change the position, then it gives the definiteness. He will go, he shall go. So, it all depends upon the time, it all depends upon the circumstances you have to understand and use. And don't mistake, here this also makes the same and that also makes the, but there is a barik difference in using that will and shall. That barikness, that barik means so small is the difference in using. I shall visit you next week. So, that here usually will, I will visit, okay. Usual code, I shall visit, yes, willingness and also expresses the determination. And now you have got a few exercises, few examples. And here now you don't have any argument here, sir, you have used shall, but I am going to use will. That all depends upon how you are going to take it. For example, here we shall say, I will post this letter tomorrow. If you say, I will post this letter, simple, okay, saying yes. But if you use, I shall post this letter tomorrow, mean definitely 100% sure. So, that all depends upon how you talk. If for example, if your teacher asks you, will you tell your parents? I will tell my parents, sir. And if he uses, I shall tell my parents, definitely. So, like that it all depends upon the meaning. Both are used. So, please try to understand the difference here. And if I just say yes, I will post this letter tomorrow. If your friend writes, I shall post this letter tomorrow. Sir, you have put right for both. Yes. He says he is very casual. I will post this letter tomorrow. But here, I shall post this. I will and shall, the differentiation between the casual and the definiteness. And here, third one we shall take. I have not met my grandfather for a month now. No, your situation is here. He has not gone. And I dash see him next time. What? I will see him. I shall see him means, so there is, this is going to lose that what? Shine, stress. समझ में आ रहा है ना? This is very simple. And dash, please stop talking. Then what? Will you please stop talking? Shall you? Both are right. But that is the succinct difference between that emotion. And here let us have a fifth one. Dash, I serve dinner now. Casual. Shall I serve dinner now? If instead of that, will I? So, definiteness. Then here we shall have the seventh one. Dash you change this bulb for me. So, it is a request. Will you? Shall you change? Would you change? Could you change? All these things are right, but only in that what? There is a smaller difference between the feelings. Then next one, the second stress will be on will and would and should. We have already discussed with will and shall. Now would and should. I have told you all these auxiliaries, they are not tense indicators. They are only time indicators. Please have this in your mind. And these means would and should are used as past tense forms of will and shall in reported speech, but also carry some modal meaning, but also carry. When you were studying direct indirect, you have said, I will come to your house, said my father, or said my uncle. My uncle said that he would. Is it not? Like that you have already done. Will and shall would be turned into should and would. And they also carry some modal meanings, modal emotions. Then, for example, he said he would come again to her parents. You see, you have already changed. It's okay. He said he would come again to her parents. That shows what? Intention, modal meanings. He should report to duty today. He should report. Yes, it is what? Duty. He should go. He should help. Then we should love and serve others. Our Swami's philosophy, love all and serve all. So here we should love and serve others. It's an obligation. As long as you want to be good, as long as you want to be responsible, as long as you want your life successful, what is that? It is obligation for you. We should love and serve others. So here it is obligation. Then third example, fourth, we shall have fifth one. Your cough is very bad. You should see a doctor. So here should, duty, obligation. We shall have this also then. I should visit my grandmother more often. Duty, obligation. Because she is alone and she is my grandmother. I have to go. It's a duty. It is an obligation. And would you please leave that seat to him? Would you? Would you pardon? So, would you? So, request. Then, should. I should have my own way. I must have my own way. Should in the sense of must. Then, in the months of insistence. Now, we shall go to would. Would is also used politely. In all these things, would is used. It is also used politely in making request. For example, would you help me in writing my CV? Would you take me to the hospital? Would you complete my homework? Would you take me to a cinema? Here it is going to have what? Request. Then would you help me to draft my CV? It also expresses habitual action. When it is request, habitual action that took place in the past. My mother would put surma in her eyes. What? Habitual action. I would eat 10 dosas in the morning when I was young. So here it was a habitual action. Then, now the what? Exercises. So here I have told you, sir, will, would, shayad, they are all replaceable. It all depends upon the mood of the speaker and mode of speaking. If, for example, will you help me or not? Tell me first. So, request, would you help me? This is the difference. Here you can have would or should. Here he said his mother was in the army. Mother or brother? Brother. Nowadays, mothers and sisters are coming in the army. He said his brother was in the army, posted on the border, and he had written to say that he dash come home on leave on the 6th. He would come. Like that, you can replace with would and should. There is only the difference with the what, mood and the mode. Second, the teacher said we dash work together. The teacher said that we would work together. But if you want to say definite, we should work together. Nothing doing. It is a must on your part. Let us have fourth one. Dash you pass the rice please. Will is also right. Would you please pass? Should you? You can use that. But it all, another thing I want to tell you, more and above all the rules, it is the ears that are going to make corrections. So if you say, would you pass the rice please? That all depends. Aha, how nicely he is asking me. Then fifth one, he said that the train was very late, but is very late, but it would arrive and it should arrive within next 15 minutes. Should or would, both are right. It should and it would. So, it all depends upon the mood and the mode of the speaker. And now read the following sentences. Here, the athlete used to practice daily for 12 hours. He would then win several prizes. The underlined words in this sentence, used to and would. They are going to tell you, refer to the past action. For example, here, the athlete used to practice daily for 12 hours. He would then win several prizes. Second one, my mother used to hold long discussion with the pandits that you have come across in your lesson. She would then perform a number of rituals and religious ceremonies. Here used to would. Used to and would both refer to past action. I used to go. I used to see. I used to read hundreds of novels in a month. I used to do that. Used to refers to repeated habitual action in the past. I used to meet my uncle. I used to solve problems. I used to help my friends, which has now been discontinued. So, in connected speech, we often begin with used to and then change to would. We used to and the same thing can be changed to would. That also can be done. And here you can either fill up the blanks with I used to and would. So, here When I was in primary school, what? I used to hate going to school. I would hate, I used to. Always a habitual action, or daily the same thing. And my brother dash bully me, trouble me, terrify me as a child. Then what? I would call out to my sister for help. I would call out. So, particularly that event, that action that you have already come across in your lesson. And here is a exercise for you. You do it either wouldn't, shouldn't, would, wouldn't, should, shouldn't, you can use any of these. When we were in Delhi, what? We used to go. So sentence should, and now used to is not given. Well, what is the best one? When we were in Delhi, we would go to the zoo every week. That gives the meaning. Then let us go to the third one. Dash, you mind opening the window, please? Would you? Yes. Number 5. I dash like speak to the manager. I should like to speak to the manager. You have already decided whether you are allowed or not. So, I would like to speak to the manager. So, that all gives the difference in the what? Circumstances, the usage depends upon the circumstances, predicament. And dash, you like to try another cutlet? Would you? Or shouldn't you? Shouldn't you like to try another cutlet? Wouldn't you like to try? Would you like? Should you like? So, in this way, all are correct, but you have to use judiciously, and you must what? Explain the intention or the meaning of the sentence. And here also will, won't and would. So, here is a conversation. Dash. Suresh and Mohit. Suresh, I dash go to the library tomorrow. I won't go to the library tomorrow. I know it may be difficult for you, but would you be able or will you be able to pick me up? Like that, you have to complete this dialogue using will, won't and would. There, the previous exercise is shall, shouldn't. And now we have concluded, and today's topic was on auxiliaries, and please concentrate on the auxiliaries, go through the text again and again, then only it is possible for you to master. Even if you take it as a grammar exercises, you can never learn. You just remember grammar only through text. Okay, good luck.